What's up guys, Tech and Tyler, and today we're going to be taking a look at this. Now this I acquired back I think it might have been this year, maybe a few months back or earlier into the year. It's been a little bit now since I've gotten this, but when I saw this I had to get this because I thought it was super cool. This is a 22 watt circline adapter, and it's an all-in-one unit, all-in-one fixture. And all you have to do is just screw it into like a keyless fixture if you wanted to, and boom, you have a circline fixture on the ceiling or wherever else you wanted it, as long as you know it was on the ceiling. But I thought this was super cool when I found it. I have some light fixtures that are the fluorescent adapter types, where if you have the proper canopy on the ceiling for a like a globe, you can take the fixture and just put it in that globe, and and you put in a plug adapter in it and plug it in there and it works. I probably got about 3-4 of those, maybe, if I'm thinking right. And they're both all of them are F20T12 fixtures, which I'll be doing videos on those eventually too. But this one's cool because I don't have a whole lot of like circline stuff necessarily. I have some, but not a whole bunch, because this older circline stuff is kind of getting a little hard to find. Now, I do have circline adapters that are the newer kinds, like these ones right here. I have some that are the magnetic ballast ones and then electronic ones. This is one that I acquired recently. It's a GE electronic ballasted one, but it's still a preheat one, so it's kind of surprising for it to be electronic but preheat still. But this one's kind of interesting because it's a 30 watt one, and unfortunately the bulb that came with this fixture was burned out, and it also broke recently too from something falling. So I threw just a 22 watt bulb in it, and it kind of makes it look a little goofy because it's not meant for it. So it's putting some strain on the band here that the bulb clips in, but it's fine. It kind of honestly gives it a kind of more unique look, and it also kind of does help the fact of it being more center of the fixture than higher, I'd say. But yeah, I have a bunch of these type of adapters, but nothing like these older ones. So, but this one's really cool. Unfortunately, the tag here you kind of can't see anymore, and there's nothing too much going on the top here besides the actual socket adapter itself. But if I flip it over here, we can see on the front of it that it has a hole for a pull chain, and then it has this cover here, which if you unscrew this, it reveals the ballast and everything in it, which we'll take a look at that in a second. But this bulb came with this fixture when I got it, so let me carefully pop this out. And the bulb that it came with is a old ITT cool white bulb, so that's pretty cool. It kind of, when you look at it, looks like the Westinghouse bulbs because of this old Bakelite type of plug here for the bulb. And you can also tell that it's not perfectly, it's not a perfect circle either. It's got some, weirdness going on here, which a lot of those older circline bulbs had. They were never a perfect circle, especially the Westinghouse ones for some reason. I've had a couple of those that are very wonky looking, but I mean, they're still good quality bulbs. This is probably honestly made by Westinghouse for ITT, because a lot of companies did that. But yeah, we have our basic socket right here, or plug, the four pin plug for the circlines. And it's got this metal adapter here, which is really nifty, because if you didn't have it, this would fall in here. So it's nice that it has that. If we take a look, it also has the GE logo right there, which is really cool too, which means this is a GE branded plug. And then we have the 3 little metal clips here for the bulb. And if I unscrew this middle piece here, like I said, it allows us to get to the inside of it. So you just unscrew that. This comes off, and you can remove this little metal pin here for the plug, push that out, and take this off. And if we look inside of here, this is a preheat fixture. So really cool. Was really happy about that when I got it. I was wondering if it was preheat, and then when I opened it, I was like, oh sweet, it is, because it has a socket right there and the starter in it, which this is a newer starter. I don't know, I can't remember if this was in it when I got it or if I put this in it, but either way, that one's what's in it currently. And if we also look too, the ballast has the GE logo stamped in it right here also, which is cool. And then we have a number right here, and I'm kind of wondering if that 59 is maybe the age of this, possibly. I'm not too sure. I know somebody in the comments could probably be able to date this and tell me the age of it, and if so, I appreciate it. But yeah, it's all original from what I can tell. It's all cloth wiring too, and it's not in bad shape. It's not frayed here where it enters the ballast, which is good, because usually half the time that I find original ballast with cloth wiring, it's always frayed here, and it's no good, unfortunately. I have so many that I wish I could have saved, but you can't. I'm tempted to try to figure out a way to open them and save them if possible, to reuse them, because I just love these old ballasts, and if they work, I want to be able to salvage them and keep them and run them, versus taking other fixtures apart and putting the newer ballasts in, which I've done that a bunch, and it makes it easier for sure. But I do like to try to keep these original ones. But then again, these original ballasts sometimes can be a little dangerous depending on the internals of them, because I've seen some pretty scary stuff of these burning out and blowing up and smoking and getting super hot. So you got to keep an eye out on that for sure. But yeah, all original in here though. It's in really good shape. I do need to go through and wipe this down and clean this and stuff. It would be kind of nice to take this and take all this paint off of it and repaint it, especially since it's covered in paint here and chipping all around it. So it'd be nice to be able to repaint it at some point, but that's in the future when I can get a sandblaster and remove all the paint and then repaint them. So until then, I'm just going to keep them all original. But so yeah, that's what the inside of this looks like. And it's as easy as putting the cover on as it is taking it off. You just got to make sure that this plug is lined up to put back through the hole, and then you just squeeze it all together, make sure it sits nice and flat, and then you put the little screw back on there to hold that, and then make sure you got to make sure that you remember to put the this clip in it as well, because without that clip, that's going to just continuously have this fall inside of it. But now that that's all back together, I can take this bulb, I can plug this back into it, and then set it back into the clips here very carefully, and there we go. It's simple but very unique, and I love the design of it just because of the fact that, it's a 22 watt adapter. But yeah, overall, pretty nice little fixture here. Very compact, very nice, just easy, especially for, back then conversions when you wanted to take just a plain bulb and turn it into fluorescent to get some more light out of it, a little bit more energy efficient. These things were great for that. So let me grab a socket real quick and I'll bring you back and we'll test this and turn this on. Alrighty, now that we have a lamp with this screwed into it, which is a little wonky because this lamp is socket's a little bit kind of broken or loose in it. I need to repair this at some point, but it's good enough for testing right now. Also, excuse the background noise. It's the furnace kicking on, and it's an oil furnace, so it's kind of loud. But yeah, so this is all good now. So let me switch this on really quickly, and boom, no problem cutting on. Nice preheat going on. Turn it off. Back on. Do it a few more times. That one was pretty fast. And one more time. Now, this bulb isn't too bright. Like, it puts off, a good amount of light for being a 22 watt circline, but I will say I have seen some fixtures that are a little bit brighter than this, or at least like bulb wise they're bright. This does have a little bit of darkening on the ends, but it's not super dark. but as we're speaking, it is kind of warming up a little bit, getting brighter. I think it just could be, it's also probably the fact that it's been in my basement and not really turned on much, so it's got to work that mercury around it a little bit more. So slowly it's warming up, but I'd still say that it's not as bright, and that could be down to, you know, this bulb. It could be down to the ballast maybe getting weak over time. So, but overall though, it still is pretty bright for a 22 watt circuit line. Get the light turned out here, get a better look at it, turn it off and on a couple more times in the dark. One more time. Nice preheat going on. It's a little blink happy sometimes, but others it's pretty quick to turn on. But it also, like I said, it's the mixture of the ballast and the bulb and the starter, and that starter is newer, so that could be the reason as well. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really unique, cool fixture. Like I said, it does need a little bit of work. I can tell that, you know, this clip here is a little bent, so the bulb's not sitting in it right, and it's a little rusty on there. So I'll go over this eventually and clean it up, get it looking pretty good. But until then, it's going to sit like this. But yeah, neat little fixture. Love it. Circuline. I love the Circuline stuff. It's super, super cool. Very unique sort of idea for fluorescent. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of these, but I have a couple. I do have one in particular that is my all-time favorite Circuline adapter. I keep that one in my actual room on a shelf because of how special it is and how rare it is. And I'll be making a video on that one. It's just such a cool, unique Circuline adapter. And I hope making a video of it, somebody can possibly, you know, give me some info on it, because I've never been able to find anything about it, even in the groups that I follow. So it'd be nice to have a second opinion on it and to get some info on it of the manufacturer or the date of manufacturing. So keep an eye out on that. It's a really cool fixture. I've never seen one like it before, and a lot of people probably won't have seen one before either. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, but hope you enjoyed the video of this cool little Circuline adapter. Keep a lookout for more videos, and until next time, thank you.